Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, owe. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, owe. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, owe. Abia kwenu, owe. Anambra kwenu, owe. Ebonyi kwenu, owe. Enugu kwenu, owe. Imo kwenu, owe. Nigeria kwezuono. Hello, friends and families and loved ones. I welcome you all to my Igbo segment called Let's Learn Everything About the Igbo. All right, your host, as usual, is Mr. or Mazi B.O., a full-fledged Igbo son and teacher of Igbo language, culture, and traditions, including general issues that affect our lives in society, the lives of the Igbo and the lives of the non-Igbo. All right, today we are going to talk about an interesting topic, interesting subject that is practiced in all typical Igbo land, all parts of the Igbo land. All right, that subject is called UMUADA. UMUADA. What does UMUADA mean? UMUADA means daughters of the land. Remember when I was telling you about the organogram of a typical family, Igbo family setting, I mentioned to you that Ada is the first female child. But in this case, it's not just only those who were first female children. As long as you were born as a woman, okay, as a female child, you grew up, got married, now you are living with your husband, wherever you have chosen to live in. You are part of UMUADA, as long as you're a girl. All right. So what really happens now is that the UMUADA is highly respected in Igbo land by the men. It's not just being respected by the women, by everyone. They hold a strong sway in Igbo land. They are highly respected. Their presence makes a lot of changes. Their presence defines a lot of boundaries. Their presence, in fact, makes a lot of meanings in the lives of those who live in the hinterlands of the Igbo. All right, now, these people called UMUADA to tell you how strong they are. They usually visit during certain occasions that are being observed in Igbo land. They would come invited. They would always be honored by inviting them. So once the invitation gets to them, they would all honor the invitation. They will come to different places where they were born, irrespective of the fact that they are now married and living with their respective husbands. They will always honor the invitations. One of the periods when they are usually invited is when a particular family is having an issue. For example, when a lady married in a particular family beats up her mother-in-law, that is the mother of her husband. You know, some ladies are crazy. If a lady decides to beat up her mother-in-law, that's a very big offense. It's hugely frowned upon in Igbo land. So once such an anomaly takes effect, the UMUADA will be invited. They will be called upon to handle the situation. Then another one is when the mother-in-law maltreats her daughters or daughter-in-law, UMUADA are equally invited to wade into the situation and douse whatever that has caused or whatever that causes, the anomaly. They will make sure such anomaly is reversed. So things will change for the best. So Wherever they go and an issue is not sorted out or settled, you know the UMUADA as a group hasn't gone there. They are always expected to come there and handle any issue, no matter the gravity. They always be there and make sure the issue is handled. So, now, if the mother-in-law is oppressing or kind of maltreating her daughter-in-law, as I said, don't matter will be invited. They will come. Then the case will be tried. What really causes or what really the reasons that makes the woman, the mother-in-law, to maltreat her daughter-in-law, who also happens to be her own daughter. Because when your son, as a mother, when your son gets somewhere and brings in a woman, and the marriage rights, were properly observed, that woman becomes part and parcel of that family. And not just the in-law. They put the in-law there just to make it, to define it, to make people understand that the woman is not the biological mother of the woman married into that family. But in all cases, if you look at it properly, you can see, not just looking at it properly, it's obvious. You hear say daughter-in-law, not just the wife of my son. Daughter-in-law, you know what the word daughter means. So when it's inculcated in such a situation, it really means that that woman should be seen and respected by the lady who is married by the woman's son as one of the woman's biological children. That's why the word daughter appears, irrespective of the fact that you still see in-law. So in the same vein, when you hear mother, the mother of the husband, you hear mother-in-law. Remove in-law there, you see mother. The word mother there indicates that the woman, the married woman, the one brought into the family as wife, should look up to the woman, the husband's mother, the mother-in-law, as her own mother. Whatever she can do for her biological mother, she is also expected to do the same for the mother-in-law. So you can see the similarities and semblances there. All right, so now the issue be settled if it's all about a fine, because some fines are placed whereby if the mother-in-law offends the daughter-in-law, maltreats the mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law, and the UMUADA as a group comes visiting, the fine for the mother, irrespective of her age, has to be provided. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter who actually provides the money. As long as the money has been provided, it's assumed that the mother, the old woman there, has made the payment. Likewise, the daughter-in-law, if she's a type that maltreats her mother-in-law, places her under some kind of humility, dehumanization, she also will be asked to pay a particular fine. And usually the case of a daughter maltreating her husband's mother, that is her mother-in-law, is higher because they believe that it is the daughter who should have more respect for the mother-in-law, not the other way around. So her own weight of punishment outweighs that of her mother-in-law. She's always expected to pay higher fine. That is the way it's done. Then, if it happens that no matter what happens or what has happened, the UMUADA as a group wouldn't want to listen, that a married daughter hit her mother-in-law out of provocation, whatever the case might be. No member of the UMUADA group listens to that. They will make sure that daughter-in-law, that's the woman married into the family, is thoroughly dealt with. They will give her beatings of her life. Then they find set aside for such, for any lady married into a family who has committed such abomination, is expected to pay, has to be paid before they will leave. It's not just about paying a fee. There are so many things that daughter-in-law has to provide. Those things that go alongside the fine, the monetary fine. Okay, so she has to do that. It doesn't really matter whether the husband is the president of the country. Okay, the law, as long as the Igbo land in general is concerned, is no respecter of anybody. So if the president's daughter goes contrary to the laws of the land, especially maltreating her mother-in-law or hitting her mother-in-law, for whatever reason, she has to undergo all the punitive measures set aside for such unruly behaviors. And the financial aspect of it, the fine, has to be provided by the erring daughter-in-law. So UMUADA is a no-nonsense group. They are highly respected. In terms of settlement of discords, they are known as peacemakers. So they are always in love with daughters-in-law married in their villages, respective villages, irrespective of how rich or poor the husbands of such daughters-in-law are. Every daughter-in-law is expected to do what is right, to follow the ethics set aside for daughter-in-laws. She has to pass every ethic set aside for mother-in-laws. No excuses when she goes contrary to any of the ethics. So that's just it. UMUADA as a group has a lot they do for their communities, their maiden homes, their maiden lands. Sometimes you see them awarding contracts, building one or two things for the community. You will now see some places like pipe-borne water, boreholes, you see their names being written, the UMUADA of that particular community. So that's to show you they do so many things. Even the town halls, where the men fail to do some of these things, the UMUADA take up the charge. They just do all those things for the community, irrespective of the fact they are no longer there. They've been married to their respective husbands. They still ensure that certain things are done to kind of add meanings to the lives of those in the hinterlands. All right, that's just to tell you how important the UMUADA as a group is. They hold a lot of power. They wield a lot of authority in the land. All right. However, they are checked as well. So there are some places, if they go wrong, where they go wrong, they'll be corrected. They are not above the law. That is just it. So, but most times, they do the right thing. UMUADA is a highly respected group in Igbo land. So take note of that. Perhaps you are not an Igbo and have not heard about UMUADA until now. That is just a tidbit of what UMUADA as a group is known for or about. They do so many things for the community. They are maiden communities. They do a lot of things to better the lives of the inhabitants there, especially the elderly ones. All right. If I should continue to talk about the UMUADA, then we will waste all the time we've got on our hands. So let's leave some of the things, for the future discussions. Okay. All right then. It's time for us to take our leave so that we would be able to rest, to have a good night rest and prepare for the next day. All right. From here to you all is bye-bye. Bye-bye. I love you all.